What it is, what it ain't. You already know you rocking with the fresh. It's the KRUZE review on 4 Hour Fly.
And TP.
Yeah. Back with another distinguished album review. You know what I'm saying? Notice I said distinguished. You know? There's a lot of fake bloggers out here, a lot of fake A&rs out here, sitting in their driveways, you know what I'm saying, sitting in their garages or whatnot. I don't know when all of a sudden it got cool to sit in the whip. But they say imitation is the best form of flattery, so nonetheless, thank you. For trying to imitate the greatest. But got to step off track. Like I said, we back with another distinguished album review, you know what I'm saying, from another prolific album drop here recently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A legend in the game.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know how to, he done been on here a couple of times. We done used different kind of titles.
Man, I think this is the 5th go round.
Yeah, he might be the top dog as far as album reviews.
Yeah,
he gotta be in the top 3 for sure, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, so I don't know what else I could say. I don't know no titles. You know what I'm saying? Home base. I done used that before too. Can't use that no more.
Yeah. Well, I'ma speak on it a little bit because I know some of the other ones you kind of gave your history of the well, I would say your hometown, basically.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
In relation to this particular artist that we're about to review.
Absolutely.
This right here, I think I said maybe on the past reviews we done. To me, the albums he's putting out right now is basically erasing all the supposedly unfavorable whack albums that people, may have liked, not like so much.
I would have to agree.
And it's adding to a dope catalog with a hot producer that's been in the game, lighting stuff up.
Mm-hmm. You
know what I'm saying? This right here is just, it shows, right here, it's like history because the chemistry of the artist and producer, you know what I'm saying? We seen it from Gangstar. We seen it from, I guess you could say Hove and maybe a Just Blaze, maybe Kanye, and the list goes on. There's various cats that had that duo of artist and producer.
Snoop and Dre.
Exactly, Snoop and Dre. And to me, I'm trying not to say the brother's name, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all already know who we talking about. Nas.
Esco.
Nas and the Hit Boy. I think Nas has found that one producer that takes him over the top. You know what I'm saying? People always critique Nas so far as the commercial side of it. Mm-hmm. And with this album, this album has basically shut down all those misbeliefs about Nas, and so far as taking it above on the commercial end of it. You know what I'm saying? Cause that used to be the argument between Nas and Jay-Z. That's why people don't like Jay-Z more, and you know, they like Nas less. But I think with this particular album and some of the tracks we're about to get into, it's gonna dispel those myths and everything. What you got to say?
Well, you already know it's gonna be comments under here already. Oh, he's about to be biased. Yeah, it's about to be a biased opinion. I know they think that, but you can't really say that with this album. This is gonna be a distinguished album review again for the third time. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna point out reasons, many reasons why this ain't gonna be a biased opinion. This is, you know, this is the opinions of the many ears that's been listening to this album. It's all over social media. You know, it's all over in the, you know, the mouths and the ears of the listeners. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying the same thing. So, you know, the things that's going to be said on this review is not going to be things that, you know, nobody else is saying in the industry or, you know, wherever else. This is, you know, everybody's pretty much saying the same thing. But I'm going to point out different things on this album. Maybe people have, you know, gonna feel the same way, maybe they not, but it's gonna give you a descriptive review, you know what I'm saying, to point out why, you know what I'm saying, I'm not being biased, you know what I'm saying. Queens get the money. You know, straight up, Queens get the money. So let's get into it, bro. Let's go ahead. I think we done talked enough.
Yeah, so we gonna get into the first record off the King Disease 3 album. And also, this is going to be an 8-song review, too. Yeah, we got a bonus for y'all.
Yeah, got a bonus. Yeah. So, the first record on this review is going to be Ghetto Reporter. Let's get into it, bro.
Listen. They get niggas time like it's lunch down there. You go down there looking for justice, that's what you find, justice.
It's comedy, it's hilarious. Look yourself in the mirror, tell me topic the scariest. For me, dropping album after album like it's a various on this compilation. But it's just me and HP, and this shit take concentration. Niggas, culture vultures who down, they start exploiting the sound. They drew a contract for our niggas, you ill to do down.
This record right here, from Jump, you know, Nas came in talking about executives in record labels and record companies profiting more than the artists, which is very true. You know, that's something that's been going on since the beginning of you know, the music business or whatever. Then you know, he also talked about like toward the end about, you know, he's gonna have 50-year-old fans, 60-year-old fans. He's gonna continue, you know what I'm saying, continue to evolve and you know, continue and expanding that fan base. Which, you know, a lot of these young artists, you know, the music that they make, you know, they might be here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
I'm 50 years old. I'm gonna have 50-year-old fans, 60-year-old fans, 16-year-old fans.
Something else too, Nas do a good job of, to me, he does a great job of putting that barbershop talk into his rhymes. Like, he always says things that is talked about off record.
Absolutely.
And that's a very relatable attribute that Nas puts in his music.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? shout out, but no shout out. Because I had mentioned about, Nas expanding and having fans that's, a number of ages, And I know he came out and cleared it up, 21 Savage.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you saying, I think people get the word confused between relevant and like bro always say, popular.
Yeah.
And that's what, and I think that's what 21 Savage might have meaning to say. Because Nas might not be the popular artist, but he's not supposed to be.
Exactly.
Nas been in the game 30 years. He's not supposed to be in the same lane as like a Young Blue and Drake and some of these other characters, but he's still making relevant music because he just won that Grammy, 2 years ago. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But, I mean, with all that said, man, I think starting off, I would give this record between 8.8, solid 9.
This album is a lot different from the others. It's a lot different from the albums that came out this year. Album of the year, it could be a toss-up between the age groups that he mentioned on here, making still gonna be having fans that are 40, 50, 60s to the, upper 40s, upper 50s. This might be album of the year, because they might not have listened to Pusha or Freddie, so to say. But, that can be questionable. But I will say, as far as production, this is definitely, in my opinion, probably album of the year, production-wise.
They argue KD1, KD2, or Magic was harder when KD3 go harder than all of them.
Production-wise, I'll get into that deeper within the review of why I mentioned that. But one of the things that bro highlighted, the attribute of having barbershop talk. That's, you can tell by the way of the conversations that he was having, this wasn't nothing that was scripted. This was something that just, naturally came out, and it's not many artists that have that ability to do that, This record was effortless. You could tell it was effortless, and the things, he was displaying on this record is, it's sort of like a jazz artist. A lot of you viewers, y'all probably not into jazz. You probably don't know the descriptive of it, descriptive natures of jazz. But hip hop is an element of jazz, and being that Olu Dara, Nas's, father was a great and is a great jazz artist. A lot of those displays was handed down. One of the reasons that Rakim is the greatest, if not, in any other person's category of the greatest ever. One of the things that make Rakim great is the riffs of jazz. The tone, how jazz and go down, and have that melody. Don't sweat the technique. A lot of artists don't have that, but Nas does, and like bro mentioned at the beginning of this review, when people talk about Nas, they talk about Nas's beat selection. Can't talk about the beat selection on this album. You know what I'm saying? That was the only high key thing that was missing. It's not missing anymore. So Hit Boy has the element, not only when, you know, his production, when he's making these tracks, to make Nas's words stand out more effectively. And this was a great display of that, this first record. For that reason alone of, you know, that display, and, you know, many can say, I don't care. Say what you want to say. Y'all, here you go, being biased. It don't have nothing to do with that. You know, for that reason alone, I'm going to go with the 9.5 for that. Because if you go back and listen to this record and listen to the clearness of the words, listen to the clearness of the beat selection, listen to the clearness of the production, and how everything, you know, was, you know, produced, distinguished in a distinguished manner. How, you know, right when he started the barbershop talk, how the breakdown came in, how the break, you know what I'm saying, came in, doom 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 doom. You know what I'm saying? The pitch of it. That is something not many artists can do. You know, we heard it on Freddie So Separately. You know how what was the first record on So Separately?
With the Kelly Price.
With Kelly Price, yeah. How Freddie did it, you know, how he talked on that record. But even with Freddie talking on that record, couldn't be done. Yeah, thank you. When Freddie did it on Couldn't Be Done, Freddie did it in a swag kind of way. He added swag to his barbershop talk. He's like, you know, I got the, you know what I'm saying, got the, you know, the stuttering effect to it, which was, you know, still dope. Don't get me wrong, but you could tell that was something that, you know, was probably practiced. This was something that wasn't. This was something that just came naturally. So that's why I gave it a 9.5 for that reason alone.
Yeah,
and straight up. So speaking of highly produced records, let's get into this next record, which is Legit.
Yeah.
Brave hearts. My beginnings was intense. Who'd have thought I'd go legit? For sure.
Love the Eddie Kane sample, man. As soon as I heard that when it came in, I was like, man, that's, you know, that's dope.
Yeah.
Blacker than Black Panther 2. Nobody this thorough, that's the truth. Never go against the family, that's something you don't do. Don't get Eddie Kane trying to sing your way back in the group. Nah, tell him wait, the DA be watching you dealing, get yourself straight before they find that paraphernalia. For those who claim 100 million on taxes, beautiful actresses, street dudes.
And how Hit Boy produced that when him just in the beginning, he just keeping those Eddie Kane 5 Heartbeat movie vocals on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, this is why Hit Boy is the best producer for Nas, is because he kept that going for about a minute or so. Then he brought the other beat in. He brought the whole beat in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And his particular listening ears, man, that was just dope how he done that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think nobody that has produced Nas in those high key moments that Hit Boy has done. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, that right there is just, you know, top tier. Then also Nas calling the track, you know, legit. You know, and you know that goes to show you, you know, people, you know, the whole relevant thing. Nas is making, you know, the term legit popular. You know what I'm saying? See, people don't talk about. We talk about, you know, selling dope, you know, drilling, doing all this other stuff. But, you know, shout out to Nas for making a song called Legit. You know what I'm saying? Putting that, you know, bringing that positivity back in music without it sounding lame, you know, quote unquote. But with this record, man, I mean, this is a phenomenal record. I would give this record probably like a 9.5, bro.
Yeah,
it's off the charts. Yeah. What you think?
Yeah, I knew this was gonna be a prolific record for bro. You know what I'm saying? When I heard it, it definitely caught my attention. You know, 5 heartbeats, but it had when it switched up. You know, Hit Boy made it sound kind of No ID-ish, Kanye-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It takes waking up early to face the moment to be it. Should I save it or blow it? I mean, it's only some paper. None of my neighbors too nosy. The Joneses owning some acres. To be the greatest is lonely, but it chose me. I take it, whatever.
And he's basically, you know, took over that realm. You know, especially with Nas. You know, this is probably what Kanye was trying to go with when he tried to produce Nas and didn't quite get it. It's probably the idea what he probably had, you know, but couldn't kind of find the niche that he needed to sound like. But I'm gonna point out something else, since, you know, there's ones that think, you know, I'm being biased. Rest in peace, Takeoff. Cause, you know, Nas kind of put a little Takeoff, you know, style in this, you know, from his cadence. You know how he was using, you know.
Yeah, especially on the chorus.
On the
part.
chorus,
yeah.
Soul is for my kids, and the cool shit I done did. All them O's I tried to flip, who'da thought I go legit, yeah. And the cool shit I done did. Pretty girls with
That was Takeoff. And, you know, it's very unfortunate of what, you know, the matter that happened, but that was, to me, kind of like a salute in a way. Even if, you know, what happened didn't happen, I believe that, you know, was an element of a saluting element to them, you know, to Takeoff's cadence of his flow to kind of, you know, sound kind of, you know, new boyish, you know, for the new boys, you know, to show the new boys, yeah, I can get with that too. You know, I can add a little bit of, you know, my style with the new style, you know. So, you know, for that alone is incredible, you know. And, you know, the beat selection on here was phenomenal. This is something that you can ride to, that you won't get tired of listening to.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is one of those you can play around your moms, you can play around your aunt, you can play around your girl, you know what I'm saying? This could be something played at a barbecue.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you know, you can play around your uncle's gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got one of them old school uncles that still drink 40s, you know, wearing some cigarette pants or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know, you have, well, who's that, nephew? Like, oh, that's from, you know, the 5 heartbeats. You know he gonna feel it.
Yeah.
You know, trying to do his little 2-step to it or whatever. He might not get with the words of it, but just with the, you know, the selection of the beat, it's gonna catch attention, man. You know what I'm saying? So, for that element alone, you know, it ain't too much to add to it as far as, you know, the bars, and everything was phenomenal in it, everything, you know. This is probably one of the best beat switch albums this year, if not the best, I would have to say. But yeah, I'm gonna go a tad bit higher. I'm gonna go with a 9.7. Yeah, definitely. So let's get into this number 3 record, which is Done. Thunderous. Let's get it.
Queensbridge, baby, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Not niggas I really met through music shit. Some real thugs I grew up with. Phone calls from the feds, long story so fast. Wishing they get home in a hurry, cause we the last of a.
This was one record, as I seen the track listing, it brought me back to that, I think it was on King's Disease 2 review we done, when you had mentioned that record about Prodigy.
I know you was gonna mention that, bro. But something told me when this album came out, I knew you was gonna say something about it.
Yeah, because I was waiting for it. I seen the track list and I was like, damn, he actually heard.
Yeah.
You know?
For the off record, let me get in my A&R bag real quick. Speaking of Esco, I think it'll be dope. Or if there's a next album coming or whatever, I think it'll be dope for you to make a record called Sorry Prodigy.
And, you know, when I listened to this song, I'm like, well, he didn't necessarily mention P, but
yeah,
he did an ode to the whole borough of Queens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he did mention like E Money Bags and Stretch, which he done before.
One of the slops and tails late night in 40. We was out there trying to rid the stress. Had a beat tape from Stretch. And it was me that introduced Many to Money Bags and Grand.
And he said, you know, I introduced Money to Money Bags. So I'm like, is he talking about Pac? Or you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I heard that, I was like, okay. But yeah, that was my first reaction before I heard the record. So I was listening to the record in anticipation of that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, this is just one of those odd to Queens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just what it is, man. I mean, he basically was just representing on this record. This is definitely like one of those park jams.
Absolutely.
Especially with the DJ, Queens in the house, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, it was just a dope record to me. I would give this probably, I would say like a 9.2. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I go along with that.
Let me get on it. Because this is, you know, this is theme music for me.
Ah, yeah. I already know.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you know, I was born on Parsons Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Flushing. I was born in Flushing Hospital. Right off of Main Street. 7 Line is my backyard. So everything he said on this record was just, you know, I had chills running through my body, man, because, you know, everything he pointed out was, you know, things that, you know, I done came up within my life, you know, regardless of how long I've been gone from home and still home.
Knocked out on 12th Street, memory fails me. Heard homie was a real G, that's what they tell me. I was the one to run through the functions, no funny acting.
You know, even what bro said about, you know, introducing Money to Money Bags, all of that, you know. Rest in peace, E Money Bags, man. Yeah. You know, one day soon, probably at the top of the year, we gonna do a review just on E Money Bags alone. You know what I'm saying? Because that's needed. You know, because ain't nobody, definitely ain't no bloggers or nothing other than the Supreme Team review, or it might be. Ain't nobody talking about no, you know, E Money Bags. Yeah. Needs to be talked about because it's a lot of music references that wouldn't be who they are without E Money Bags. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of history that needs to be told, you know. So we gonna get on that probably February, maybe March. We gonna do a review, you know, next year, you know, top of the year on that. But you know, yeah, when I seen this title, I thought the same thing, bro. I was like, oh, I thought it was going in that direction too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, Esco, if you listening, we still need the Sorry Prodigy song, yo. If it's gonna be your KD4 or whatever, we still need that. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this while I'm on that, because it needs to be said. I seen different people talking about, you know, the hip hop awards or whatnot. There's a prolific MC who we did a review on earlier this year, that was on the hip hop awards, and shout out to him. But he's on the show, and on that show, you know, that show is really, you know, prolific for the South Side, and I mean he's done a phenomenal job playing that role. And there's been talks to people, you know, saying, you know, maybe, you know, he'll be a good fit for Big L. Nah. Maybe so, but I got one better. Bad man Joey Badass needs to play Prodigy. If there's gonna be a Prodigy movie, Joey Badass needs to play P. On the Hip Hop Awards, you know, they did a salute to Loud Records, and, you know, Batman came out and did Prodigy's verse. And I seen for the first time, I was like, yo, he got it. You know, he got it. You know, so from him being on Raising Kanan and, you know, playing like, you know, the role like he's, you know, from the South Side, he already got that in him. You know, a lot of people say, well, he's too tall or whatever. Well, they got different effects that, you know, they can use on the movie screen or whatnot, you know, to make him look smaller. But I think he would be a good fit to play Prodigy. And there definitely needs to be a Prodigy movie made, because it's too much history, you know, not to bank off of. And if Nas, you know, you want to play a hand in that too, please do, because that story needs to be told. Not only from, you know, his life, but from his family's life, from his grandfather being a prolific jazz musician, from his mother being a soul singer, you know, from his grandmother being, you know,
a choreographer.
Absolutely, the first one in Queens, and having the biggest dance studio and all of that. It needs to be told, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Prodigy has a lot of rich inside of, you know, his character, as well as a lot of, you know, street. You know, from his father robbing different places and, you know, showing him how to use a gun. That story needs to be told, man. You know, we got stories of, you know, Biggie, we got, you know, movies of Pac, we got different, you know, movies. Prodigy's story needs to be told. It was supposed to be a documentary being made after he passed, and, you know, it got shot down. I don't know the prolifics or why, but whether it's a documentary or a movie, or if it's both, it needs to be told. But, you know, everything on this record reminded me, you know, every time I hear it, I just see the vision of Prodigy. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe it was Free High who he spoke about. In Prodigy's book, you know, he spoke about somebody he grew up with that spoke with a list. And, you know, how the Thun language was created.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe that's what Nas was relating to when he said, you know, I introduced the money bags. Well, in Prodigy's book, whether people believe it or not, he spoke about them going to DC, and, you know, how they was drinking Hennessy, and they was the ones that introduced Hennessy to Pop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I said Grandmaster. What's his name? Nas' people. Grand Wiz said.
Grand Wiz, yeah. Yup.
Shout out to Grand Wiz.
Shout out Wiz. You know what I'm saying? You know, Pac was asking what it was, and, you know, he was like, "This the Thinny, son. It's the Thinny." Yeah. You know, because he spoke with the list. You know, or whatnot. You know, so a lot of people might be like, "Ah, that's fake" or whatever.
Wow.
You know. right, it's a lot of things that need to be spoke on and need to be brought to light. You know what I'm saying? Even with the Pac situation, with, you know, Wiz on Math Hoffa speaking about what happened and all of that. A lot of people say, you know, Jungle was, you know, he was too theatrical when he was talking about it, and a lot of what he was saying was true. I mean, wasn't true when he was speaking about, you know, the Death Row East situation or whatnot. If you go watch the Math Hoffa interview when Wiz and Trash was on there, you know, you could see Wiz wasn't being one-sided.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was very humble with it, you know, and you could see a lot of what he was saying, you know, like I said, he wasn't taking no sides, and he, you know, you could see how truthful it was. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of things now is pointed out on this record, being on 12th Street or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? The Towers in Pocono or whatnot. A lot of that was just, it's just Queensed out, and it was past due for a Queens anthem from Nas. You know what I'm saying? When I go home, when I take a flight home, the first record I play when I'm landing is Give Up the Goods. It ain't no question about it. But now I got another record to add to, you know what I'm saying, my landing to coming home. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear Queens in the house. It was refreshing to hear that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, you know, misplace Queens. You know, I was listening to the Book of Jose. Shout out Fat Joe for his new autobiography. It's phenomenal. I just started listening to it last night, and I'm already, I think, 7 chapters in. And, you know, Crack was talking about When the Bridge Is Over was made. You know, and a lot of people talk about, Queens took a L or whatever. Yeah, we did, you know, during that time. But, you know, a lot of people overlook, you know, the borough of Queens, and, you know, how big it is and how much, you know, richness it has to it. You know, we probably got the most MCs,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, out of everybody, you know, just from the borough. And Queens is the biggest borough in New York City. Don't get it twisted. Brooklyn is connected to Queens. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Math Hoffa. I know you be talking a lot of Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying, or not on the show, but don't get it twisted. Brooklyn is connected to Queens. You know what I'm saying? It's Queensed out or whatnot. Being that, you know, we'll get on that on a Crash and Burn or why. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna mention it, but we'll talk about, you know what I'm saying, the effects of, you know, my expert opinion or whatever on the next Crash and Burn. But nevertheless, man, I don't care if y'all say I'm biased or not. Who cares? I give that a 9.7. But let's move on. From that. So the next record we gonna get into is number 4, which is Michael and Quincy. Let's get it.
Nas from the words of mine. Just a word of advice, you can't murder Nas. All my niggas certified, we got certain ties. Straight weather like the version Nas. I ain't got no jury on, cause I'm made of ice. Element surprise, but with the passing of price.
Once again, shout out to Hit Boy, because, you know, Nas subject matter. Hit Boy did a great job of, I guess, the type of beat that Nas rhymed over. Then once it got to a certain degree in the particular record, the beat switched it, and it was more of an up-tempo, rider, head bopper type of beat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just love how Hit Boy, you know, displays that on Nas's records or whatever, man. And it amplifies and makes it stand out, you know, even more. So.
Sitting high in the cliff from a younger dude with a crew, and we was working the shift. Your South Park cartoon characters, I'm convinced they never.
This record was just a display of that particular chemistry, man. I mean, the name of the record is Michael and Quincy. And we know their particular relationship and chemistry when they was making music. So Nas and Hit Boy to me is kind of going in that same lane of recreating that.
Yeah.
With that said, man, I think I get this record another probably solid 9.
Solid 9, yeah. Yeah, man. This record was prolific, man. The things that was mentioned in it, I think went over a lot of people's heads. How just the title alone, Michael and Quincy. You know, everybody musically had a mentor coming up. He mentioned Ray Charles being Quincy's mentor, sneaking him in the club.
Young Quincy Jones stuck outside the club to Ray Charles snuck him in. Out to be young again.
People misplaced that. So for, you know, Quincy, Quincy to be groomed from, Ray Charles, for him to have an artist like Michael and, groom him was just as prolific, if not even more. A lot of people don't know that Thriller, being one of Michael's most prolific records ever made, was actually the second record. It was another record made before Thriller, and because of that, Quincy was the one that told Michael, when he came the first time with the song, that it wasn't it.
Quincy on the trumpet, Hit Boy on the drum kit, nasty like Michael, no vocals are overdub it. Bouncing off the wall, the scenes of the Thriller video, big budget. Moonwalking, smooth criminal talk, I'm changing colors right now till I'm dark skin.
Michael redid it and made Thriller. So that right there alone, stands out of the, of the mentorship and, the hidden message between this record was the fact that, take for instance, as Bro said, when, this review started, the 21 Savage thing, saying that Nas isn't relevant, it might be very true, in a lot of cases, to the young boys' ears today. But just because they don't listen to the records of Nas and, they don't really recognize his artistry doesn't make him irrelevant as well.
Right.
And a record like this, can show them that, with the beat switch alone, that is something that can catch the attention of the young boys. Mm-hmm. How I went for something, kind of on a slower bass to an up-tempo bass. The bridge, Hit Boy is the illest when it comes to putting a bridge in hip-hop.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is a New Jack Swing kind of display. You know what I'm saying? I actually like to hear Hit Boy produce somebody R&B with some beats like this. He probably could be the one to bring New Jack Swing back. Teddy Riley, you might need to get with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my A&R bag real quick, because I just thought of something while I'm speaking, and let me put my name on it so I can get an A&R credit. You know what I'm saying? Hit Boy, you might need to redo. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Shake Your Rump.
Hey, I was about to say that. Rex and Effects. Yeah.
Rex and Effects.
Yeah.
It might. If there's a KD3, they might need to be on there. And if it is, you know what I'm saying, you give me and Bro, you know what I'm saying, a credit on that. Straight up on the real.
We just that record.
Yeah. Give us the credit. Hey man, I don't care if it's $100 a month. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's something to put in the bank. Give us. We need some A&R credits. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. We need some more. We need about 10 of them joints. On the real. But yeah, that might be something, you might want to dip into. You know what I'm saying? Hit Boy definitely can bring the New Jack Swing in a more prolific way with these beat switches back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that beat switch, when I heard it, it sounded real Tribe Called Questions. You know what I'm saying? From what it came from, you know, to, you know, something that was just a automatic head rocker. You know what I'm saying? So from that alone, I'm gonna go with the 9.4. I go with the 9.4. Yeah. So we're gonna go to this number 5. Is Hood to Hood.
Super Bowl champs celebrate like me. With Escobar cigars, let me say my piece. Money attract money. Statewide hustlers. Jury sellers exposed by these fake watch busters. And they
shout out to J Electronica, man, for the for the message for Nas and Hit Boy.
Yeah.
You know.
rappers want to shoot up the studio, they tired of us. We know the controversy sells, so y'all good when I drop, they hear me.
Yeah. Nas mentioned that.
Yeah.
They ready, rappers ready to shoot up the studio, they tired of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Something else to bring up too, like this record on the production tip sounds like a Rick Ross Maybach Music type of beat. And that was one of the artists that around the time where people was complaining about the production, that said he was wanting to step in and help on the side of to executive produce, you know what I'm saying, one of Nas's albums. And I wonder, in creation of this project, that's something that Hit Boy had in the back of his mind, so far as the beat selections of how he, you know, cooked up beats.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna make something kind of like, you know, like a Maybach Music type of, you know, beat. Maybe so, maybe not.
Absolutely.
That's just an observation that I got. But yeah, man. I mean, this is just one of those message type records, man. I mean, you can tell by the title, Hood to Hood.
Yeah.
You know, some of the things he was talking about, especially I think on the second verse, where he's talking about how other communities support each other.
Absolutely.
Unlike us in our community. You know, so, you know, I think he was just bringing a light to a lot of situations and, you know, things that people are in our community that's in the hood need to pay attention to.
Very much so.
So, I mean, with that said, man, I mean, this record, I'll give it probably an 8.7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a two-stepper, man. You know what I'm saying? This has the ability to be one of the commercial display records on the album. You know, I like the just the openness on the record. You know, especially on the chorus. It was just a fun pitch. It was good to see Nas in that manner, just, you know, relaxed and effortless and just really just having fun.
ATL got big old guns and big old buns and big old buns, yeah. Miami got lots of sun, yeah. Dade County got big old guns, yeah.
How he went hood to hood. He spoke about, you know, ATL got big old guns and big old buns, and, you know, it was just cool, you know, just to see him in that light, you know, just to not be too serious. Because that's one thing a lot of people display of Nas, too serious, you know what I'm saying? And that's why people go with the popular vote of Jay-Z and his commercial records or whatever, because they feel like Nas don't, you know, have those records and that ability to, you know, to do those kind of joints. But this right here was a display of that, where, you know, he does. This could have had an Isley Brothers hook on it. You know what I'm saying? I can hear OG Ron Isley singing on the hook of this, talking about, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm the plug. Shout out Uncle OG Ron Isley for, you know what I'm saying, singing on some hip hop beats. You know, Rick Ross probably had a lot to do with that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, this is just a cool out record. You know what I'm saying? To where you can ride to. You know, you go on OT and you don't want to push fast forward. You just need something to put on. You got your, you know, shorty rocker in the passenger. You know, yeah, this is one of those. So I think I'll probably go with the 8.9 on it, so to say.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a little intermission.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Let's get into this what is this, number 6, I believe?
Yeah.
Number 6.
Yep, number 6.
I'm on fire. Let's get it.
The same flame behind me from the Hate Me Now video is continual. All I need is a beat and I'm stitching you like stitching these words together. How I'm still getting better. I'm finding more gold as I dig in the dirt with the shovel. I got the last laugh. Don't get blown away by the backdraft.
That was the perfect blend up to me, man. You know what I'm saying? That was like cookies and cream ice cream to me. You had, you had an ill beat, and you had Nas's dope rhymes. You know, that was like a celebration record.
Yeah.
Don't be scared now. Don't be scared now.
From jump, Nas said, I'm still, I still got the flame from the Hate Me Now video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then he's talking about him coming in the game, with a unique name. Ain't nobody had a name like Nasir, Nas or whatever. That was just like one of those celebration type records, man. And that goes along back to when people were saying Nas is like he's too, like, when he don't know how to have fun on records.
Exactly.
He just you know what I'm saying. But you can tell with the right production, as on this record right here, he put all those myths to bed. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really say nothing. You can't really say he didn't bring it on the rhymes. And the beat. The beat is an ill beat. It reminds me of like a Maybach / Kanye type of beat.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? This is just one of those records that stood out to me. I would give this probably a 9.345.
Oh yeah,
somewhere in there. Because this has the potential of being one of those high-key commercial type records. You know what I'm saying? That people always reject Nas from, for not having. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's going to be one of the standout records from the masses of the people. You know what I mean? So, I pass that baton, bro.
People got the ability to, say Nas is boring and, because let's just be honest, they just like weekend music. Niggas just like, they just like, the stupid music. They don't want to listen to nothing intelligent, and that's fine to a certain extent, when you trying to get your club on or whatever, you don't want to hear no J. Cole, you don't want to hear no Nas, you don't want to hear no Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? You want to hear, the jointsters, the head boppers, but everything that goes up must come down. There's a time to come down and just relax. You know what I'm saying? If you just 24/7, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, when do you turn down? Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody talk about the turn up. When do you turn down? You know what I'm saying? Like, even in the sense of, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and it's like, when people talk about going OT, going out of town, it's automatically the turn up.
Start heating up, the whole block froze. I came in without an ordinary name. How many non-sayers? How many top 10? How many not here? There's something in the name that's different.
And, I was telling a friend, about me and my wife going to the islands, and, she was like, well, what is it to do? You know, the clubs. And I'm like, that the islands is not the turn up place. You know, ain't no, you know, there's a few spots, you know, you can go to, you know, but for the most part, that's where you go to turn down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you see the beauty of life, you see, excuse me, you see waterfalls, you see the ocean, you see mountains, you see different, you know, parts of the island, you see, you know, you see nature. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about going to the club and dressing up all the time. It's, you know what I'm saying? You put on, you know, some beach gear and you chill out. You chill out. You know what I'm saying? It's that's the turn up. You know what I'm saying? It's the turn down is the turn up. You know, you go just to relax and, you know, release. You know, you don't. It's not all about partying all the time, and you know that's where people get confused when it comes to Nas. Like they want to hear them party records non-stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you people this, like, you know, since y'all talk about Nas can't turn it up, you know what I'm saying, can't do the turn up, where's the turn up records? Where's Jay-Z's turn down records? What does turn down records sound like? Name a Jay-Z turn down record in the last 3 to 4 years. More than likely it's gonna be a feature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything don't, you know, people make good in what they make good for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jay-Z got them joints, you know what I'm saying? Cash Money Hoes or whatnot, you know. Can I get a what? You know, them records can always be performed at any given time. You know what I'm saying? But so can, you know, I know I can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be all I want to be.
Shout out to Kodak Black.
Yeah, straight up.
He pointed that out on his live.
Yeah. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Kodak. Kodak, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? People don't be giving Kodak, man, you know, they don't be giving him his props, man. Young Kodak deserves his props, man. You know what I'm saying? He a funny dude, man. Straight up. He a funny, careless dude. Yeah, I want to see that versus between him and 21. I think he might take it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he might take 21. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Anyway, just for that, you know, that Cool Out record that was on here, you know, I'm on fire. I probably give that a 9.2. The production alone was dope. You know, with the, you know, the female, I'm on fire.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why, like it kept reminding me of Alicia Keys for some reason. I don't know why. It just
because the girl on fire.
I just for something like it just you know, Alicia Keys kept popping in my head when I heard
that might actually be a dope blend. You know what I'm saying, bro? Hey, all y'all DJs, give bro a production credit for that.
Yeah.
That might be a dope blend. Girl on fire and I'm on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be a performance. Nas performing that record or something at the Grammys or something.
Yeah.
And Alicia Keys, you know,
on the piano. Hey man, give us our production credits, man. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? On the A&R. That's why we the best in the game. You know what I'm saying? On the real. Yeah, but I mean, the production on there was phenomenal. I was gonna say it kind of sounded like a what is it? It kind of sounded like the bullhorn effect.
Okay, yeah.
On it, and I thought that was dope. You know, I really did. But yeah, dopeness. But let's get into this number 7 record, which is WTF SMH.
Yeah.
WTF SMH. My jury is disgusting, but let's discuss the case. I'm in another place. This whole shit.
Woo, fire, bro. Man, that was a perfect blend of Kanye and Timberland mixed up in the pot right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the commercial type of beat that I'm talking about for Nas, man.
Yeah.
You know, that record to me shut down all talks about, you know, the Uchiwali and blah, 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 whatever. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody say nothing after that record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was talking that shit on there too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Both. He was dropping Jews in, and you know, he was getting his floss on in the beginning of the record. So
absolutely.
That was
motherfuckers, what you do, come back. God bless the track, but I wanna see you untrapped. Plotting on another man and his possessions is whack. One-on-one with your eye, all they see is two dumb blacks.
That was just a phenomenal joint, man. I mean, it was just incredible. You know what I'm saying? You know. Once again, shout out to Hit Boy.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, to me, this is just a high key record. This is like, I think on the second King's Disease, I said the one joint he did with Fabio. Yeah. This is that record I'm gonna point out.
Yeah.
Of, you know, that's gonna be, you know, one of the ones that's gonna be talked about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna get this record probably I get this record a 9.7, bro.
Oh word! Wow.
I'm gonna give it a high key. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, it was definitely prolific with the you know, with the new wave, with everybody using these social media factors or whatever.
Yeah.
OMG, FML, what is it? FMFO, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Laughing my ass off.
Yeah, laughing my ass off. You know what I'm saying? These captions or whatever, so to say. I thought that was dope to use, but you know, the prolific statements made in the record talking about P-Rock and MC Search.
Oh yeah.
Akinelli took me in the building first. Peace to MC Search, I must have catalog worth. I made it so many could have a piece of what I earned. Pushed it to the max, that was maximum returns.
Catalog worth.
I thought that was dope. You know what I'm saying? And definitely needed to be addressed. I think you know, MC Search had responded. I'm not sure exactly what he actually said, but you know, it definitely needed to be talked about. And I like the fact that it's not, you know, being talked about in interviews, but he rather, you know, take it to record, because that's the way that it's supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? Leave it on record. Straight up. When you're an artist, you don't always factor off of, you know, telling your business in the media. If you got an issue, put it on record.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely prolific. I would go with a 9.5 on it, so to say. Yeah, absolutely.
And let me point this out too, because you mentioned the spelling, you know, the WTF and SMH and LOL and all that. That's high key because on Zone Out, Nas had reference, who made this sound, Solo or X?
Yeah.
Who made this style, Solo or X? Or you TFO's Doctor or Modi? Whoever I freaked it, yes. So me.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was the whole thing, the Spellbound.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that was
yeah. Yeah.
That was a high key. Then, you know, last was Nas, you know what I'm saying? They said it was, you know, debating on if it was K Solo or X, then, you know, Nas with the whole, you know, spelling type thing. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah,
you know,
straight up.
Rest in peace. Shout out K Solo and rest in peace DMX.
X, yeah, man, definitely. Yeah. So we're gonna get into this last record off the album review, which is Once a Man, Twice a Child. Let's get it.
Old timer told me, you ain't gonna be able to fuck the same, drink the same, hang out the same. I'm a strong motherfucker when you're young. I duck the razor, duck some punches, even duck the gun. Nintendo duck her, I duck her. She ain't care, she made me fight. 52, sweet Q, hang make her right. When I get old,
man, this is probably the most wisest, realest, relatable type of record probably of the year right here, man. Nas dropped a lot of Jews on here. One thing to point out, especially, I think it was toward the end of the record, when he said, either she was crazy or you made her crazy.
Yeah. Was she already?
The problem is not always them, my dude. Was she crazy before you met her, or you made her crazy? Possibly she won't be your nurse when you back to a baby. Once a man, twice.
Was she already crazy, or did you make her crazy?
Exactly. Let me speak on that, man.
I already know where you going,
man. Because a lot of you niggas, man. That's your problem right there. You don't understand, like, okay, when you meet a woman, and me and bro talked about this on several probably crash and burns and other reviews.
A lot of occasions. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand, man, you can't make nobody, you can't turn nobody into nothing. If she was off in the beginning, she's just off, bro. I mean, ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't try to turn somebody into something, I mean, if that person wants to grow, that's on them, but you're gonna waste a lot of time and a lot of energy trying to sit there and wait for something to happen that from the beginning it wasn't meant to happen, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just had to highlight that, man, because that was real. Then on the production side, I mean, this record sounds like a California car wash record to me.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you pull up, you putting the wax on your whip, you drying it off, waxing your tire. I mean, putting the Armor All in your tires. And, it just sounds like one of them Cali type records.
Yep.
Once again, Hit Boy done it again on the production tip.
Yeah.
This is just one of those records where, especially, the younger cats can listen to and get those lessons that they don't probably have because, they got an absentee father or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is one of those records they can listen to and get those Jews, man. And, the message, what goes around comes around. So, that female that you might have done wrong, she might be changing your diaper one day.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? That's real talk, man.
Yeah, very true.
I would give this record, this is probably another 9.67 to me, man. It was an awesome record.
That's prolific.
Yeah, how you feel, bro?
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna dig too much into it because you already said what needed to be said, but I'm gonna just point out something, when it comes to the fact of men and women, you can't basically love somebody from likes. Can't be done, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of what's going on today and a lot of problems, the reason why people have problems is because, they're not trying to love in the right manner. You know what I'm saying? It takes time to get to know somebody. It takes time to really be with somebody, and people, they together for the wrong reasons, A lot of men want to be with women to, they want trophies to, oh, look what I got. And a lot of women just want their bills paid. That's it. Nothing else matters, but, if the bills are paid, like, you know, the old song, ain't nothing going on but the rent. Got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. You know, nothing else matters but that. Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. You're not loving somebody emotionally, spiritually, intentionally. Like Nas pointed out, you know, that same lady might be the woman that's going to change your diapers one day. You might have to change her diapers. You know what I'm saying? It might be something, unfortunately, that happens. You might get into an accident. That woman or that man might not be able to use their legs no more. Is that going to stop you from being with them, doing something sexually with them? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, they might lose their job. Is that going to, you know, stop you? You can't be together no more because you ain't making no money. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be different factors that, you know, the Nas pointed out in this that, you know, people need to pay attention to. And this was a prolific record, you know. It was a realism record. And it's not too many of these realism records being made, especially from a grown perspective. So, you know, yeah, I wanted to point that out, but, you know, not to take away from the record and, you know, the production or anything. It all was phenomenal. But the title alone, Once a Man, Twice a Child, is phenomenal, man. You know, that sounds like a movie title, like a Benjamin Button, so to say. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go with like a 9.34 on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as the album goes, I'll go with a 9.7. What you say, bro?
Yeah, yeah, man. I believe that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
You know, I think I would go somewhere in there, maybe a 9.5.
Yeah.
9.6, 7, something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
definitely one of the top tier albums of the year.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Especially, you know, production wise. I see this being another nomination for the Grammys.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Oh yeah, no doubt.
Not just, you know, on the hip hop effort, but just the overall effort of just artistry. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You have to put this in there. This, you know, whether it's country, rock and roll, you know, rhythm and blues category, this has to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Because just of the content and, you know, the production alone. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is not a biased perspective. This is the perspective or whatnot. So, yeah, another prolific review. You know what I'm saying? But shout out Nas, you know, for keeping artistry going. You know what I'm saying? Definitely looking forward to more. Hopefully there's a KD4, being that that's my favorite number. You know what I'm saying? And if it is, you know what I'm saying, then it needs to be a Sorry Prodigy track on there. Hopefully we'll get that. You know what I'm saying? In the upcoming. But nevertheless, you rocking with the fresh. It's the KRUZE review on 4 Hour Fly.
And TP.
Out of here, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You fathers, get your daughters and your sons off the school buses. You know what I'm saying? Quit letting your baby moms do all the work. Nigga, you helped make her and help made him. You know what I'm saying? So help out. Put that in there. And you niggas stop being suckers for love. We out of here, yo.
Yeah.
At ease.